Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from the telecompetitor. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. CEO of Verizon deeply believes in fixed wireless access. So that is a huge positive that I wanted to speak on in its own video because that is a huge momentum driver for the company. And regardless of what's happening right now on the wireless side and the consumer side, this growth opportunity and new stream of revenue will allow Verizon to invest more into the network. So during the earnings call, since they were able to do a raise and beat on free cash flow, they also upped their capex for the year to come in at the higher end. So why is that a big deal? So in order for them to sell more fixed wireless access and get it to more homes passed, they got to scale the C-band as quickly as they can. So I wanted to disclose some numbers here because I still see people confused, and it's common sense. Yes, Verizon hasn't updated their guidance publicly, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. So Verizon recently disclosed, and this was a few weeks before the earnings call, that they are now at 230 million points of presence with C-band. Verizon disclosed at the analyst day that they would get to 250 million by the end of 2024. Scrap, that's outdated. They're at 230 now, and they're coming in at the high end of their capital. They're probably going to be at 240, if not 245 million by the end of this year. So they are way ahead of schedule, a whole year ahead of schedule. That's how much Verizon is accelerating the network build. By my estimation, I'm looking at their pace, and I'm also looking at the market, right? I'm looking at vendors. I'm speaking with the sources. That there's no longer a shortage of equipment. It's coming in as fast as they can buy it now. That problem is over with, and now they just have to go and deploy it. So by my estimation, even as CapEx comes down in 24 to 17 and a half, their fiber intensity is slowing down on one fiber. They're going to, by my estimation, they're going to be at 280 million pops covered with C-band by the end of 2024, which puts them at a difference of 20 million between them and T-Mobile. And I think the first half of 2025, they get to 300. That's how fast Verizon is moving. Now, I can't speak on AT&T because I've seen their internal stuff. They're not going to be anywhere close to what Verizon and T-Mobile are doing. And, the members, you guys have already seen that. So if you'd like to join the membership, a link to that will be in the description. So what does that mean? It means further growth and momentum for fixed wireless access. I don't see that slowing down for the rest of this year, which we only have one quarter left. They will continue growing at the pace that they've been growing, and they're going to grow every single quarter of 2024 and 2025. I am very confident in that. I see the market trajectory. I speak with analysts. That is not changing at all. Now, their consumer side, that's up in the air, right? They continue taking losses. I'm not confident in that segment at all. I speak with people. I look at some of the overall market share numbers. It's just not looking good. But fixed wireless access, that's where Verizon can do a lot of damage. And they're very deeply focused on that internally, from what I'm told. And they are going to deploy the C-band at all cost possible. There are some other changes coming in 24 that the members are already aware of as well that I don't want to disclose publicly right now. But it's Verizon. They're coming very, very aggressively. This is probably the most aggressive on a network build that they've ever been, right? I know we backtrack. We look at XLTE when they had to start adding some of that mid-band during LTE. That was a pretty fast deployment, but not as aggressive as this, right? That XLTE deployment, that was a lot of suburban, a lot of metro and urban, of course, and then it scaled a little to the suburban areas, but it never really fully went rural from what I'm told. Still a lot of Band 13 only sites out there, but that's changing. This is a different approach now. As important as fixed wireless access has been to Verizon and will be in the future, they're going to take that C-band to a scale that some of the spectrum, I'm told, from the XLTE days didn't even make it to, because they want to get as many users on that fixed wireless access product as possible. You know, as an example, in a lot of these rural parts, they're going to go in there with 200 megahertz. They're going to want to fill that up. There isn't a lot of population size out in some of these smaller towns. So if they're going in with 200 megahertz, they're going to want every single person that lives in that area on their fixed wireless access product. That's how much capacity they can drive into the area. So that's a good sign. That's very important. This is a huge momentum for the company. This is something to rally around if you're an analyst and investor. And if you're a tech enthusiast on the consumer side, you can definitely rally behind this. This is a big product. This is a big movement for Verizon, and it's still going to require a lot of investment. It's going to require a fiber investment, even upgrading to a bigger and better microwave dish, if there is microwave backhaul, just to bring as much capacity as you possibly can to make it a great experience for the home broadband user. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.